Hey everybody, Will Campbell here with Royal LePage Atlantic, back with another Q&A video. This week's question comes in from my buddy Matt McKenzie out in Truro. Matt asks, any tips or guidelines for second home buyers looking at income properties? So this is actually like my favorite area of real estate. This is where I would consider myself an expert in. It's the part of real estate I enjoy the most. So I could literally talk for hours about this, but for the sake of this video, I will try and keep this as short as possible. So, two different types of income properties that I would say that you should consider, or two different investment strategies, I should say. One's a cash flow investment. So, when I say cash flow, the goal with a cash flow investment is to get as much money out of that property on a per monthly basis. So, what you're looking at is you're looking for a property that has relatively low expenses and then relatively high income. So if I have a property that costs me $1,000 a month to run, that's mortgage payment, property taxes, and insurance, and I can rent it out for $1,300 a month, then I'll have a $300 positive cash flow, right? Now that's extremely good. It's hard to get those kind of numbers the closer to the city you are. Now on the outskirts of the city, that's when cash flow becomes a really good thing. So that's what you want to look for. And the good thing about those properties is if you're getting $300 extra a month in your bank account, you can take that and spend it on whatever you want. You can save it, put it back into the property to increase the value. You can spend it on yourself. You can take a trip down south. You can do whatever you want with that money. It's yours to keep, right? And you're getting it on a monthly basis. It's reoccurring. But they are hard to find. The other investment strategies would be an equity investment. So basically, this is typically a property that you're not going to make any money off of it in the monthly. You might make a little bit. Typically, costs the same amount to carry it as it has income coming in. But the goal with these is that they're going to appreciate in value over the long term, more so than get you money on the monthly. So typically, you're looking for properties that are in areas that have big developments going on, or is the city, they're on the outskirts of the city, and you feel like that's the next big area where people are going to be moving. And that there's going to be a demand for houses in the upcoming years. So those are the two plays. Now, you can find properties that are both. Properties that both are going to increase in equity or increase in value, and you're going to gain massive equity and also give you monthly cash flow. They're few and far between, and when they come up for sale on the market, they typically sell really quickly. So if that's something that you're looking for, then it's got to be something that you're actively looking for on the daily, and that when it comes up, you're ready to make a move on it right away, because they just don't last. So with that being said, there's one other thing I want to mention. Now, it doesn't necessarily apply too much to single family homes, because even if you have a single family home and it's a rental, you can always resell it as a single family home. But say if you have like a fourplex or something like that, whoever buys that fourplex is typically going to be buying it from an investment perspective. And interest rates have a huge impact on property value. And people typically don't realize that. They don't realize how big of an impact an increase in interest rates has on real estate. Prime example of this, right? Say if you have a set income, say you have a 4-unit fourplex, and you're making about $100 a month in positive cash flow on each unit. So you're totaling $400 a month in positive cash flow. If your interest rate goes up, it's not going to affect your payments or your expenses, because you're locked into a mortgage, but it will affect you when you go to either renew or sell it. Because if you go to sell it to someone, they're going to be getting a new mortgage on it, and their mortgage payment based on an interest rate increase will be higher than what you're paying, right? So now all of a sudden your expenses are less than what a potential purchaser's expenses will be, and that drastically increases or decreases property value, right? So now instead, if your interest rates rise, instead of making $100 a door, you're probably only making $30 a door. So it's a lot harder to sell someone on a property that makes $120 a month rather than $400 a month, right? So that's something to keep in mind. So tip of the week for income properties: get in as many doors as you possibly can. Although it's more work and there's more tenants involved, you're safer off. If I have a 4-unit building and one of those units sits vacant for a few months, I'm only losing 25% of my income. Whereas if it's a duplex, I'd be losing 50% of my income. And if it was a single family home, I'd be losing all of my income. So the more doors you can get, the better. And the only other thing is pay attention to what's going on in the market at all times. Even when you own the property, your job as an investor is not done. You need to monitor the market and know what's going on, what a reasonable rent is, when you should be increasing rents, when you should be leaving them, and you should know what interest rates are and how they affect the potential resale value of your investment. Thanks so much for tuning in. If anyone has any other questions about real estate investing, like I said, I could talk about this for hours. Please just reach out to me, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram. You can give me a call or a text, 902-266-6692. I would absolutely love to chat about it because this is something that I'm an absolute fanatic about. So thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions that you want answered in a new video, leave them in the comment section below. Be more than happy to answer them for you. All right, take care, everyone.